Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler reviews, series reviews I do for the water over their trout food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. There's no way that this isn't a win for me, but there are still questions. We'll get to that, though. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. That is absolutely the case today. I got off work probably close to a couple hours ago now, actually. And originally, I was going to go over there and hit up McDonald's because I was hungry. But I was like, you know what? I need supplies. And, so I went over there, hit up a local supermarket. And, I like to peruse around and, potentially find items to review. One of the items that I always like to check on, because they're always coming out with new stuff, is the Oreo aisle, right? Because there's always, there's some kind of wacky thing. And I don't review all of them because sometimes they're just not that interesting or, I just can't be fucked. But they have a new one. And I saw it, and it took my brain a second to figure it out because it was like, is that new? That can't be new. That has to already exist already. I know it exists already. But no, it's a new thing. What is it, though? Well, folks, it is a limited edition flavor from Oreo. It is, boom! Mint chip flavored cream Oreo. Alright. So, now, if you watch channel long enough, you know I love mint chip. Okay? I love chocolate and mint. It's one of my favorite flavor combinations. I adore it. So, my brain was like, ooh! But then the other part of my brain kicked in and was like, wait a second, this might be a trap. Because that product already exists. It has to already exist. So, I made my way a little bit further down the Oreo aisle, and sure enough, boom! Normal mint Oreos, which I knew existed. So the question had to be asked, how the hell is this different than this? I don't know, but I am going to go over there and review these and compare them. We're going to find out together. So, let's get a thing for the thing. Can we get a thing for the thing? Maybe. Kind of do like that. Ha 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 ha! No, stupid freaking sun. Ha 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 ha! Yeah, let's give them a go. And I've had mint Oreos. Ain't no two ways about that. I still remember when they first started coming out with them. I think I was just out of high school. And I was like, oh my god, that smells so good. Alright. That's so good. That just works so well. It's got that nice kind of wintergreen flavor to the mint. And it works so well with the chocolate because, the chocolate's got this deep, dark kind of flavor to it. It's nice and chocolatey. But then you have this nice, uplifting mint flavor. And it's wonderful. And for me, it just instantly takes me back to when I was a little kid. Because first time I ever had mint chocolate chip ice cream, I was out with my grandparents. We were out in Chicago someplace. And they're like, oh, Brandon, you can have whatever kind of ice cream you want. And I saw there was this green ice cream over there. And I was like, I like green. Let's get that one. It's mint chocolate. It's just, and it's been my favorite ice cream flavor ever since. That's just delicious. It's doing all the things that I want a mint Oreo to do. It's nicely balanced. The sharpness of the mint. Because it's not overwhelming one way or the other. You know, that's the thing. Because if you go too heavy one way or the other, it's still going to be good. But it's not going to cohere the way you want it to. You're not going to have that nice balance. But no, this is nice. Mint flavor is nice and cooling. Again, it plays nicely off against the darkness of the chocolate. And it's just really tasty. I just like that a lot. But how is it different than the normal mint Oreos? Let's find out together. Because it's entirely possible that this is just a stupid-ass publicity thing from Oreo. Alright. Now, taking a look at it, it does appear to be a little bit different. See? Here we got the mint chip one. And it looks, you can actually kind of see, looks like there might be a little bit more stuffing to the mint chip one. And it's definitely lighter in color. The normal mint one has like a deeper green. Let's try this one out. It is a little bit different. But I wonder how much of that is because these are filled more. Because I feel like these are almost like a double stuff. These, I think, are more of a single. So I wonder if with this, the cookie flavor is a little bit more prominent. Because, again, I think there's just less filling. But, okay. This has almost like a little bit more of a spearmint kind of mint to it. It's still very similar in its flavor profile. But I feel like with this, the mint is a little bit more uplifting, if that makes any sense. And again, that might just be because there's more of it. With this one, there's an immediate burst of that mint flavor. And it really does. It exudes throughout the entire experience. It's very nice. Palate cleanser. Whereas with the normal mint ones, like I said, cookie has a little bit of an advantage. It's still a nice mint flavor, but it just, best way I can describe it, the mint chip version just feels like a more premium version of the mint. Like, it's doing almost exactly the same thing. The mint flavoring is just a little bit different, but it's really about how it elevates the cookie overall. I feel like the mint chip, the way it works with the cookie and just the really loveliness of the mint is just more on display, and it's just a little bit more finely tuned. I think it's just a little bit lighter, but at the same time, just, again, it kind of exudes that mint flavor that you want. Whereas the normal ones, still very nice, still a nice mint chocolate flavor, but yeah, it's one of those things where these are good. Absolutely. These are great, in fact, but once you've had these, it's kind of hard to go back on it, because like these they offer up a very similar experience, but just a better experience. So, two questions have to be asked. Would I get these again? Would I recommend them? I have to go with yes and yes. I honestly came into this expecting, if there would be any difference, it would probably be fairly minimal. And well, if I wasn't tasting them next to one another, would I notice the difference? Maybe, maybe not. It's hard to say, but as somebody who's a big fan of mint chip as a flavor profile, I have to admit that, like, yeah, the actual mint chip flavored ones, the new ones, they do a better job. And it's just one of those things where, again, it's just, I think they knew what they were doing with this. Oreo, typically they're on the ball. Sometimes they're a little bit off, but I think this is one of those things where it's like, yeah, I would get it again because fundamentally I enjoy mint chip flavoring enough that I would be willing to go in for the slightly more premium version. That's what it comes down to for me. if I am recommending it. I am recommending it, first of all, if you're like me and you really like mint chip, yes, get them. Because again, I do think they are just a slightly better experience. They're both good. You got either way. Here's the thing. If you don't give a damn, there's not a lot of reason to. If you're just, perfectly okay with the normal ones, you're not going to miss out. I do have to emphasize that. Like, these aren't a whole new experience, but it is just one of those things where if you really enjoy mint and chip, they are premium, And I think even if you like mint chip a little bit, these are worth at least picking up. Because, yeah, they are just a little bit better, Not a lot, but enough that it makes a difference. In my opinion. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, Monday, rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there and have yourselves a truly mint chip-tastic rest of your life, because it's just wonderful. It's just... People are like, it tastes like toothpaste. Fuck you. First of all, toothpaste is delicious. Second of all, final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, let me know. What's your take on mint chip? Are you in the camp of, it just tastes like toothpaste, blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm just going to toss this out there. I'm not saying it necessarily indicates anything about you. But for all that is truthful in the universe, the worst person I've ever known in my life was one of those people. They were not a fan of the mint chip combination. They didn't even really like mint in any, because again, it just tastes too much like toothpaste. Now, does that make you one of the worst people in the world? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But it does put you in bad company. I'm just tossing that out there. So maybe get on the winning team. I don't know what Hitler's opinion on mint and chip was, but if I had to guess,